Hey everybody, it's G coming at you with another edition of Ask Juan and G. Obviously, Juan is not here with me right now. He is traveling as he does a lot, but he's traveling right now. And we needed to get another video out. The first time I would say the first time, but the last 10 videos we did, we actually did all of those in one day, which is why you saw we had the same clothes on through most of the videos. But we did most of those videos all in one day because he was about to travel, so we just kind of knocked a lot of them out and posted them once a week. It was something new we decided to start doing. A lot of people were asking us to start doing videos, and we thought that the Ask Juan and G portion of Love Works was a good avenue for that. So we enjoyed it, doing it that day, those 10 videos. I've been anxious to get back to start doing more videos just because it was our first time, it was our first day. And I think it's going to take a level of, or just some time for us to get, comfortable talking on camera, and speaking with you guys and looking at ourselves on camera and all of that good stuff. So now today, interestingly enough, we ran out of videos, and Juan was actually here for the past 5 days, but we've just been so busy we haven't had time to sit down and do any videos. So coincidentally, we got some questions in. We got a lot of questions in. I really thank you guys for participating with us, because the feedback and all the likes and the shares and all those things, it really motivates us and let us know that people are enjoying what we are doing, and which is really just kind of sharing with everybody what makes love work for Juan and I, and maybe that can help other people or inspire other people. I know that our relationship is not meant for everybody, but hopefully we can be some sort of hope or some sort of influence for you guys out there, just to see that black gay love is real, it's long lasting, and it can work for everybody. So with that being said, as I was saying before, I get caught up in my words a lot, so get used to it. What I was saying before was, coincidentally, we got a question in from one of you really asking about us as individuals. So we thought this was a good opportunity for, since he's away, for me to go ahead and do a Ask Juan and G, and for him to do one both as individuals and just talking about or answering the question that we had gotten in. So with that being said, let me go ahead and jump right in and get to answering the question. It says, "Hey guys, I was on YouTube looking for gay black couples some weeks back and came across your House Hunters video. I instantly said, my life will have to be like yours. You guys are awesome." Thank you for that, sir. We really appreciate that. I am curious as to how G came into knowing he was gay. I remember on the show that he had little G. Were you married before? Was it just one drunken night? What happened? I would love to know your story, G. And Juan, how did you come into your own? What's your story? Did you date girls? Do you have kids? I'm just curious. I love you guys. Well, we love you too. We love all of you guys. We really do. It means a lot of us that you guys support us so much. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and kind of let you know a little bit about me and how I came to where I am in my life right now. And Juan is going to do the same thing next week. Basically, I do have a son. I have a 12-year-old son, and his mother I met in the 9th grade back in Charleston, South Carolina. And we met in 9th grade, and we were high school sweethearts. Pretty much we were together all throughout high school. Really, starting in 9th grade, she really became a security blanket for me from day one all the way up until the time that our relationship ended. I think a lot of gay men, we try to blend right in with mainstream society and do everything that we are supposed to do as a man, quote unquote, and one of those things is to be heterosexual. I did in hindsight, I did know all of my life that I was different. At a young age, I couldn't say that I couldn't really relate it to being gay, but I did always know that I was different. A lot of people had their opinions about me, and that was that I was gay, even before I even realized that, my difference was the fact that I was gay. I started puberty at a really, really late age, probably around 16, 17. So I think that had a lot to do with how long it took me to realize that, those feelings that I was having were gay feelings. I do remember distinctly when I was in the 7th grade, I was walking out of the bathroom, and this guy was walking into the bathroom as I was walking out, and as he passed me, he touched me on my ass. And I just remember this feeling coming across me that it was amazing. It was nothing I had never felt before. Nobody had ever made me feel that way before. And the fact that he touched me like that was the first time a guy had ever touched me like that. And the fact that he touched me like that gave me a feeling that was just unfamiliar. I was confused by it. I wasn't sure why I felt that way, but I know that I liked it. But of course, you bottle all those feelings up because that's just not something you're supposed to feel at that age. But back to what I was saying. I met my ex-wife in the 9th grade. We were together pretty much throughout high school. We broke up here and there, but we were together pretty much throughout high school. After 12th grade, I moved to Atlanta to go to college, and she stayed in Charleston for a short while at least. But up throughout my college years, we kind of broke up here and there, back together. During this time, I was going through some serious, I think my homosexual feelings were coming out a lot more at this time. As I got older, I wasn't able to bottle up as much. But I did, and it was painful. But it was just, being gay was just not an option for me. Although during the time that I was in college, I want to say I had my first sexual experience with a man when I was 20. It was a small sexual experience, but a sexual experience nevertheless. And had that experience and ran away from it. I felt just weird afterwards. It was just weird. It was not a good experience. But I ran away from it and I bottled it up. And probably shortly after, I wouldn't say shortly after, but I graduated when I was 21, 22. And a little bit after college, I went to New Jersey, up north, where she was at the time, and I proposed to her. I wanted her here. We had been together for so long. I truly did love her. Always loved her. But she, like I said, she was such a security blanket for me. And we had broken up and gotten back together so much, and we had been together for so long that I just, I felt this was my destiny. We were supposed to be together. And we just wouldn't break up anymore. So I brought her down here. She said yes to my proposal. We moved in together, and a couple months later, we were married. I had always had people suspecting that I was gay, but I knew as long as I had a girlfriend, I wasn't. So it was almost like subconsciously getting married to her was locking in my sexuality. It was locking in my heterosexuality, at least in my mind. I felt that I could make it work. So we got married. A couple of months later, she was pregnant with my son. And it was planned pregnancy. We decided we wanted to have kids. We were ready. So at age 22, my son was born. And that was almost 12 years ago. Almost 13 years ago. About 2 years into the marriage, I had gotten to a point where I just was not happy. I had never been happy within my marriage. And it really, besides the fact that I was too young to be married, besides the fact that I was battling my own sexuality and just trying to find happiness within myself, you know, in dealing with that, there's no way that you can reach a level of intimacy with the person, and you won't. I only let her in, so she only got so close to me. Just because of what was going on inside of me, I couldn't let her that close to me. So we didn't really have a very intimate relationship. It was very distant, I feel. No real connection. Although I did love her and she loved me, I loved her for, you know, just always being there in my life, and she was just somebody who was always there. Great person, you know, but it was just not, wasn't supposed to be. So I just couldn't take it anymore and decided that I needed to be divorced. So I moved out. Ever since then, you know, since moving out from her, we had pretty much shared joint custody of my son. That's neither here nor there. I won't get into all of that. But so yes, my son came out of a marriage. We got divorced, and even after we got separated, I still did not accept myself as being gay. I didn't want to be gay. I still tried to date women, and I did, until I just couldn't bottle the feelings up anymore. And I started exploring guys, and I met this one guy shortly after I started dating guys that I just really connected with. We were both in the same place in our lives. We were both living on the DL, quote unquote, not comfortable with our feelings, and we were able to connect with each other. You know, this was the first gay person, you know, that I had ever developed a personal relationship with, and we just got really, really close, really, really fast. It was a very dysfunctional relationship over the course of 2 to 3 years. One of those relationships where we would never say we were together because that would just be too damn gay. But, you know, we would be together. Just very closeted, constantly hiding our relationship from his family, from my family. It was just a lot of work. And I was getting to the point towards the end of our relationship that I was sick and tired of hiding who I was. I was becoming more and more comfortable with being gay, but he wasn't. So that was a big struggle between us, because I would try to come out the closet and he would try to put me back in the closet, you know. So I decided that the relationship just was not good for me anymore. We broke up. 2 weeks later, I came out to my mom. Although I came out as bisexual at the time. I guess that was like the safest thing to do. A lot of us probably do that. Came out as bisexual at the time. Told my sister and some friends. And eventually I just came out of the closet. And then I met another guy that I fell for and had another kind of dysfunctional relationship with, if you will. And we broke up maybe. That lasted about 2 years. And then I was single for a while, and then I met Juan. And when I met Juan, it was just so refreshing because, you know, he had been the first guy that I had ever just felt completely accepted by. And growing up as a biracial child, my mom was white, my father was black. My mom's family kind of disowned her and us when they found out that she was dating a black man. That's not how they said it, but when she was dating a black man, so they kind of disowned us. And I think to me that was really the beginning of just not being accepted. You know what I mean? It just being rejected in a level of shame, you know. And that started from birth. You know, at birth, somebody was ashamed of me. They didn't want to accept me as a part of them because of the color of my skin. And from there, you know, growing up as a not the most masculine boy going around the neighborhood. It's another level of acceptance that I didn't get because I was never man enough, never boy enough, never black enough, never white enough. So I kind of went through my childhood just not feeling accepted. You know, as a child, the most important thing is to feel validated and accepted, and that's just not something that I got growing up. And it's still something that I think I battle with today. Is being accepted. But when I met Juan, I was just able to just be myself and just kind of let it all out. And he loved me anyway, you know. He accepted me, and that was just the most amazing thing, to be accepted in a way that I have never felt accepted before. So here we are today. That's kind of like I guess a Cliff Notes version of my life. But I hope that answered your question and some other questions out there. Some people might be curious about, you know, our background and how we came together and that type of thing. But that's me. And here I am today, and you know, moving forward and living life. So thanks again for asking and being curious enough, interested enough into knowing who I am, into knowing who Juan is, and knowing who we are as a couple. So that's it. Next week, Juan will give you a synopsis of his backstory and his life. And look forward to it. Thank you for asking, Juan Gee. Peace.